You mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up. From what I read, I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. You know, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So I can't, it's not a popularity contest. So I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
That's interesting. I've been on this train. I don't condone any of the actions of Diddy, from domestic violence to the baby oil to the semen chest rubs. I don't condone any of that. I don't even condone him being like a rotten, mean boss. However, like watching this trial or whatever, none of this stuff seems to be sticking with a RICO. I just don't see it. I just see, it seems to me that everybody was consenting. Everybody was consensual. And listening to Trump say this, I believe that Trump just basically said he's going to pardon him. And look, I'm not trying to take Diddy's side here. I'm not trying, because a lot of people say, why you on Diddy's side? You done been to a Diddy party, all this shit. That's not the case. I'm just going off of what I feel. I'm going off of listening to these people in the testimony. And if you follow my page, I do a live stream about the trial. So I go step by step. And when you do that, it's kind of like you in the jury. And I've just been questioning, what does this shit have to do with a RICO? I've been questioning that over and over again. So to me, I hear Trump saying he would free the man because I believe Trump was in a similar predicament as Diddy with all of the stuff they said he allegedly did, with women coming out of the woodworks and accusing him of all kind of stuff, and him having to sit down and paying people out, as he paid out Stormy Daniels. Diddy paid out Cassie. So I believe at the end of the day, he would come and pardon him. Diddy would just probably have to bend the knee a little bit and get on the side of the Republican Party, or thank him, because it sounds like he really likes Diddy the way he's talking. Rich guys like each other, rich, flashy dudes, because Trump is like a rapper. This must like baby mamas, the money, the jets. You know what I mean? His whole style is like that of a rapper. So I could see it happening. And two, when he said this, 50 came in and was like, nah, I'm gonna make sure Trump don't do it, and kind of like shitting on the whole situation. But to me, and I get it, like, when it come to 50 and his enemies, if you on his bad side, he hates you for life. I get that. But I think like a guy in his position, he would be next. Like, I feel like it's some woman somewhere getting some paperwork ready for him. So he just has to be careful. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that could happen to him so easily because this is going around. And I am not here to victim shame if you have been a victim of, essay or whatever. But I will say this, a lot of this stuff, when I'm listening to this case, a lot of this stuff is overshadowing women who are real victims. I'm talking about women in small towns, poor people. There's a woman tied up in the house or something and can't get away. This kind of overshadows this. These people were privileged, flying jets, yada, yada. But I'm not victim shaming. I'm just stating, literally how I feel. And I know women will jump on me and shit, but and y'all ladies gotta understand this too. These women that's taking the stand doing all they wouldn't have spat on y'all back in 2007, 2008. They would have looked down upon you. Like, this is real. So, but yeah, I could see Trump pardoning Diddy, but I think Diddy is I just feel he's gonna walk. I feel like this will definitely be a mistrial, a hung jury. You got 8 men, 4 women, so I'm sticking by that. So call me.